I know I said the last warning was gonna be the last warning I'd have to give, but apparently it's not, you know? We're almost there, still not there. I'm just gonna say this before the video starts, so for Joe dropping out of the re-election for presidency, thank you. Whoever supports Joe Biden, they support the suffering of America. They really do, and I'm sick of suffering. The gas price and food price, shoot, even the item prices, everything went up. Not only did everything went up, but also the rats came up from the sewers. Now we got what I'm about to warn you all about, and honestly, I hope this is the last warning video I have to make. But you know what? It's not your fault that you're not looking out to the world news, you know? Don't ever blame yourself for me having to warning people, you know? Come down to it, it's an idiot's idea's fault. So apparently, the bubonic plague is what I want to talk about in this video. The bubonic plague, yeah, why would I need to talk about that? The Black Death. Hasn't that happened way long ago, and it's never happened since? That's not true. Apparently, every year, the bubonic plague gets at least 2 to 3 people. That's how it used to be. Now, for the past 3 years, it was actually getting up to 6 to 7 people now per year. The bubonic plague, yeah, the same as the Black Death. Now, luckily, in today's time, we got medicines. Sorry, it says people's stupid perfume or whatever they got in the air. They must be Joe Biden supporters is what the problem is. But anyways, glad he's out, man. I'm glad he's done. He done enough, and enough he done. Like, this is the best thing that Joe honestly done, is dropping out. Like, quit, dude. You sucked at the beginning. You suck now, you're gonna suck in the future, so you might as well realize this ain't the job for you. It's better to get someone that loves their job and knows how to do their job really well, instead of someone that takes a job just for the paycheck, which what Joe is probably doing, let's be honest. In my theory, I gotta say, legally. Now, so the bubonic plague, right? And this was like my fear for the past, I'd say 5 years now. 4 years at most. Because you see all these rat infestations. Even in the most, that's what blows my mind. How is the most expensive state in America having a rat problem? You would think they have the money to take care of it, right? They tried that. Too much rats. Apparently. I don't think so, though. I don't think they put all the money they had to put into it. That's what happened. Well, it's not just New York facing a problem now. It's not just farmlands facing a problem alone now. Now, it's becoming half of America becoming rat infested. Just a couple days ago, I found on the world news clip and warning people to watch out for the bubonic plague. Now, how the bubonic plague works, it doesn't work like how it works, like COVID worked, okay? COVID was easier to avoid than the bubonic plague, that's for sure. Because COVID could only, like, at first, for the first couple of years, it was only affecting humans and only certain animals. Usually the animals that were keeping away from humans to begin with, so it was all good. Until, you know, the more it kept on going, and eventually it started affecting all animals. Kind of becoming like the bubonic plague, because that's how the bubonic plague works. It doesn't just affect certain animals. You know, it infects humans and all animals, even bugs too. In fact, fleas were the ones to really spread out the bubonic plague. You think it's the rats, right? You have to worry about. It's not just the rats. It's not like you have to worry, oh, as long as I don't get bit by a rat, I'm good, right? No, that's not the case. the case is this: you better hope there's not a rat near you, because fleas jump, and fleas can jump 15 to 20 feet. Think about that, 15 to 20 feet. So if you have a rat running by you, or even if you know what a path it went on, and you go by that path, most likely there's a flea on that path. And what's that lead to? That could lead to you catching a disease if that flea hops on you and decides to have a bit of you for lunch. Now here's the one thing I realized. We got some new neighbors here, and they don't speak Spanish. They for sure don't speak English. I tried talking to them. They just shrugged me off and flicked me off, trying to tell them, be a decent neighbor. So, but what also is interesting about them? They like to, during the winter time, they'll rent out one of those moving trucks, regular white moving truck, one of those small ones. And then they'll take it around, and then they'll tell people, hey, pay us and we'll pick up your garbage. It'll be faster than, your regular garbage pickup. Now here's the downside to that. They'll park that truck right behind their house, right? Which means it's right across the alley. We have to smell that garbage for a good 2-3 days before they go to the dump and dump it. Because of course they want to fill it to the top, right? Well, once it gets not even halfway filled, it starts stinking up everything. Now think about that. Alright, that's what the rats are smelling. Okay? Now summer comes along, they can't do that anymore. They know they can't do that because it'll be hot garbage that we have to smell instead of just regular garbage like in the winter. I hope they don't do that for this. They probably will. They're probably going to, but I'll record and expose it right away. They can't. You can't do that. That's like neighborhood harassment right there. And that's like creating a stink bomb. And as you can see, this is what it leads to. Now my neighborhood's infected with rats. They left garbage piles around. Not only that, but this summer, they kept blasting their music. Now when you blast your music, there's a certain point where it's okay, but then there's a point where you turn up the bass with it fully. If you turn up that bass to 100, or yeah, on either side, you're going to be thumping and shaking the ground. Not only that, but your neighbor's houses, they don't think about that. But what they really didn't think about is that they're shaking the ground. Now the rats are living in the sewers, right? Well, imagine if you had to live underground, and next thing you know, like everything is shaking like an earthquake. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stay in that same place, or are you gonna come above surface where it's less shaky, less earthquake-like? Of course you're gonna come above surface. So if you ask me, man, some of these people that moved into America, luckily, they're playing the Pied Piper. Okay? They're playing the Pied Piper. Luckily, they ain't aiming for your children. They're just aiming to make a stink bomb, in a way. A dirty bomb, that's what it's called, a dirty bomb. Dirty bomb is a biological weapon that you can use, and it's basically disease-based. Well, I was worried that, you're not good. I always say around here, because a lot of these neighbors, they have to burn to learn. They're pretty stupid. I don't even think they got half a brain, to be honest with you. Honestly, I took care of some mentally challenged people at their school, and at times, I think, damn, they were more clever than these people around here. It's like they're playing stupid or something, and guess what? When you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And that's what happened. Now you all gotta worry about the bubonic plague in America, because they're worried it's gonna start here once it does start up again. And this is scientists saying this. With the amount of rats that have been showing up and infesting places, they have no doubt there's going to be a disease coming with those rats. Because the rat problem, it's not getting solved, it's just getting worse and worse. And so, by using, just plain thinking, you can think, well, with the rats come the disease. So yeah, if you see any rats out there, please stay away from them. Like, and honestly, any wild animal right now, because I realize that too. Once the rats start showing up around here, all the other wildlife, it don't come around here. Even the birds, like the birds used to land on this fence over here, but guess what? Since the rats now go over there, the birds just stay away from it. The animals are smart. They know about the fleas. They don't forget. It's in their bloodstream. And if that's true, well, I'm sorry to remind you all, but in the medieval times, some of the kings would put a bucket or strap a bucket to a prisoner with a rat inside, and they burned the bottom of the bucket so the rat would have no choice but to claw its way through the prisoner to get out. Gruesome, I know, but this is true. So if animals have in their head, like, memory, like, alright, fleas are bad for us, we gotta stay away from them, most likely these rats have in their blood. Whatever they eat, whatever they eat. So, hopefully this is my last warning. Like I said in the last warning. But dang. Dang, did that this president screw it up for us, man. But you know what the worst thing we could do as people is keep silent and let the evil win. As long as I'm spreading awareness, that's a good start to the fight. Are we going to win this fight? Honestly, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say my bet, and I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but I think we might end up having to deal with the bubonic plague. We had to deal with COVID, right? And we knew a whole year before, when COVID was a thing, oh, be careful this and that, be careful this and that. The next thing you know, boom, COVID exploded, right? Well, that's why I bet the bubonic plague, we know it's a thing, we know it's around now, but still, what are we going to do about it? Hopefully something this time. Hopefully we learn from the last disease, and hopefully we stay more prepared. That's the only thing we could really do about it. Ride out the wave, because the wave is coming, and it's coming tall this time. So I hope you all stay safe out there. Stay away from rodents. Like I said, these rats, they'll eat anything, so they'll even go fighting other animals just to take a bite out of them, and from that their fleas jump over to these above surface animals, and so now most likely all the wildlife is going to become infected with it. Not all of it, but most of it. Whatever's by the rats. So that's the crap we gotta deal with. As long as we know, right? That's the first good step, knowing. So if you're having a rat infestation problem, please try to take care of it the best way you can. There's videos online how to make rat poison. They say it's inhumane because the way, it clogs up their stomach so they can't burp or fart, and so they die of stomach pain. But if you think about it, would you rather rats suffer, or would you rather suffer? It really comes down to that. I know some of you people that love animals so much would be like, you gotta really, or how about, think about this. Would you rather let that rat suffer and die, or would you rather let your family get infected by the bubonic freaking plague? Yeah, now it doesn't come down to just you, but it comes down to everyone in your area. Probably make the best choice and get rid of the rats, right? That's what I would do. But right now, that's just me.